Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I have a card for you. It's quite a quick and simple card. Today I also have a cold, so I apologise for the slightly croaky voice, but I've got lots to do. So it's quite a simple card. It is using the Bright Blossoms stamp set that I've embellished with buttons and bits and bobs. It's this set here, and I've stamped it inside. Now this card I've made with rich raspberry, but I'm going to do a version in Pacific Point. I like the set, I like that you can build it up. Actually, I wanted to do a style that when I did make cards many years ago, I used to do this sort of frame effect, and that was my kind of, what I suppose, my signature card, and I used to put little things in little frames and hide them and pop them up and what have you, and I decided I was going to kind of go back to my roots, I suppose. So as I said, I've made this version in rich raspberry, and I've done this as a traditional left to right card. It's an A6 card, but I'm going to do the Pacific Point, and with this one all I've done is I've cut my cardstock, my A4 card, in half, and then folded it over this way. Actually, I didn't cut it, I found it in my scraps box, and I thought, oh, well, there you go, I don't need to cut one up, do I? So I've got my mats, so I've got my top one there, and then I've got one for inside. I will put those in a minute, and I've got my backing mat and layer, but actually I want to do the stamping. Let me get those out of the way for now. I've got my stamps prepped up, and actually I'm going to be using markers, just because I'm going to be doing, you know, some slightly different things. So I've got the Pacific Point marker, and I've got garden green here, and all you do is, when you're using a marker, you don't draw on it like that, you use the side of the marker, so you just brush over. And if you're doing lots of different colours, you would huff on it to re-moisten it, but I'm working quite quickly, so it's not a problem, you don't need to do that. I'm just going to do these little flower heads here, although they're actually going to get covered over. oh look, I've just put green on my mat, I'll have to turn that over. Although I'm going to cover them over just in case a little bit pops through, or you know, maybe want to look at the cards sideways. I just think it's quite important to make sure everything's covered. Little huff on that. And then this one here, again, even though I'm going to be putting buttons over it, I just want to make sure that I've got the Pacific Point covering it as well. And literally, you're just covering it. And if you haven't come across our markers before, they are filled with exactly the same ink that you would that you find in the ink pads. And if they run out, I can't actually imagine these ever running out, but you just refill them with the same bottle of re-inker. I'll just reach across and grab one. This is a bottle of re-inker, and that's what you re-ink your stamp pad with, or your ink pad rather, and that's what you would fill your pen with. So that one needs a little huff. I think I might need to bring in a different side, so I'm going to run out of space. Right, so that's my stamping done. I've got the 1-inch square, and I've also got the postage label. And what I want to do is just punch out. I mean, this one can go quite central. This one I'm going to lose a bit off it, but that's okay. How do I want that positioned? Like that. And then this one, how do I want that? I'm going to have to chop that because I just randomly stamped it. I want to try and get all 4 of the flower heads in, so I'm going to have to come at a bit of an angle. I think that will do. Right, and then I've got some spare Pacific Point, so I'm going to have 3 of these, the postage stamps. Got a 3rd one here. There's my 3rd one, I don't need those bits. And now I can just start layering these all up. So I've got Ever Faithful dimensionals, and I would definitely recommend that before you start sticking your embellishments on, that you actually get these matted up first, so that you know you've got it right before you've, you know, stuck your buttons on or candy dots or things like that. So all of those on. And then the cards, the strips I've got, this outer one here measures 4.1 inches by 1.5 inches, and in millimetres that's 105 by 38. And then this one, which is slightly smaller, is 4 inches by 1 3/8, which is 102mm by 35, so very, very slightly smaller. So I'm going to stick these straight on with snail. And I think I will probably put these in the same order I did the other one. And it's just a tiny little whisk of a board around. So if you do your top and the bottom, and then you know that your middle one is going to fit. And I'm going to put snail on this one as well. So I don't want it to be too topped up. You know, there's a time for lots of dimension, and there's a time when to, you know, to keep it slightly restrained. We'll turn this over. This I am going to pop up. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter where you put this on the card. You can put it sideways, long ways, in the middle, to one side, anywhere. So I'm just going to pop it at the top and then mat that. Oops, oh, I don't know what I picked up there. Onto the card front. One inside, because unless you were writing with a white marker pen or a white pen or a gel pen, you're not going to be able to see. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a little bit more on the inside before I start embellishing the outside. A bit of green down there on the stem. Just there, and then I can start embellishing now. And I've got the buttons. This is the Brights collection, because obviously this is where it's from. And I've already pre-selected the 4 tiniest buttons. So just with a mini glue dot on the back, whoops, straight on there. So just to cover up those little flowers. And then I have also got the new candy dots. I love these. You can put these with brads. I actually kind of like just using them as they are. Piercer. So I've got the matching Pacific Point. Pop that one there. Oops, that's just gone slightly off. And then I'll have another one over here. And then all I've done with this one is I've just got a bit of another bit, and I've got the small circle. This is from the Itty Bitty Punch pack, and then a little dimensional, or just a snip, a whisper of a dimensional, just to lift that up. And that one can go over there. And that is my card using the Bright Blossoms set. I think it's lovely. I think it's just nice. It's just simple, and it's, I don't know what I've got on there. I think it's good to have cards on hand for any and all occasions, and you know, you just want to send out a nice card to somebody. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you like it, and I hope you're inspired by that stamp set too. So and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.